Welcome to the Green Wave Report from ON SI Tulane. I'm Doug Joubert. The Green Wave Report is a weekly rundown of stories we've put together, analysis of what went on, and what you can expect later in the week from ON SI Tulane, part of the Sports Illustrated Network. Today, a split on the basketball courts and on the diamond, plus results from track and field, bowling, beach volleyball, and more, and a look ahead, all on the Green Wave Report from ON SI Tulane. We begin on the courts, where the Tulane women's basketball claimed a spot in the American Conference postseason tournament on Senior Day in Fulgham this past Saturday afternoon. With their 8-point victory over Wichita State, the Green Wave are guaranteed a spot in the 10-team tournament in Birmingham in a week. Truth be told, the Tulane women were playing a bottom-of-the-barrel team in Wichita State this weekend, so they should have won. Here's more truth. They did, when they could have just taken it easy. The Green Wave cut down on the turnovers, getting it down to 11 in that game and forcing the Shockers into 17. However, the big truth is something we mentioned last week. Can the Wave keep those turnovers down in the American tournament? Ashley Langford folk are averaging just under 18 giveaways per game. Cut that in half and Tulane could make some noise. Remember, the best team in the American, Rice, who is unbeaten in 16 games, only beat the Wave by 10 in Houston earlier this year. The Tulane men's basketball team had a mountain range to climb this past week, taking on the top two teams in the conference back-to-back. It wasn't pretty. The Green Wave lost a 34-point spanking in Fulgham against second-slot Tulsa, and then got smacked around by the Americans' top team, South Florida, by 28 on Sunday. The Wave have slipped from the 5th position in the conference postseason tournament to the 7th. This Tulane team is bewildering. They won 4 in a row. Then they don't just lose to the top two teams in the American. The Green Wave get crushed. Preseason Player of the Year, Rowan Brumbaugh, is in a slump, averaging 14 points a game in the last 7 contests, including 7 against Tulsa and 11 versus South Florida. Senior Asher Wood hit for 14 points against Tulsa, but he couldn't hit a shot from the field at USF, going 0 for, getting all 4 of his points at the foul line. Though Curtis Williams has picked up the slack, averaging almost 22 points a game against the top two teams in the league. No pressure, but this is where the two leaders of this squad need to step up. As we said last week, though Brumbaugh is important, as Asher Woods goes, so goes this team. We'll talk baseball next. Tulane entertained Eastern Kentucky this past weekend. The Sluggerbirds took 2 of 3 from the visiting Colonels with a come-from-behind win on Friday, a Saturday loss, and then an 8th-inning explosion in offense on Sunday. Solid pitching and timely hitting are going to be the keys for any baseball team. Tulane showed some of that this past weekend. Their Friday and Sunday wins showed the offense can bang with the best, even though the Green Wave had a tough time against EKU starting pitchers in all 3 games. Friday's starting pitcher, Trey Sahajic, outstanding outing, the best of his career, going 7 innings, striking out 11. Sunday, Jack Frankel, another solid outing, going 5 innings, striking out 2, and showing incredible control, walking only 1, and again forcing the opponent to ground out a lot. The Colonels doing it 7 times in the game. Saturday starter Bo Sampson had a second consecutive tough outing, barely getting out of the first inning at this time, striking out 3, but walking 3 and giving up 3 earned runs. Though the Tulane bats can really get hot, they can have lulls, as seen on Saturday. The baseball season is still early, but a quick test of how good this team can be will come this weekend when the Green Wave travel to Fort Worth to take on top 20 TCU. We'll check the rest of the athletic results next. On the rest of the Tulane athletic front from last week, men's tennis drubbed UNO, but then fell 3 straight in the Diablos Collegiate Invitational in Tempe, Arizona. The Tulane women's track and field couldn't defend their American Conference indoor title from last year. They finished 5th out of 13 teams in Birmingham. 17th-ranked women's bowling finished 5th out of 8 squads at the National Bowling Association tourney in Baton Rouge. Beach volleyball took 3 of 4 at the Tiger Beach Challenge, also in our state capital. Women's tennis beat South Florida and Southern at the new Gold Ring Tennis Center before hitting the road and falling at South Alabama. Coming up this week, Tuesday, Baseball begins a 4-game road trip in Thibodaux against Nichols. That's Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Women's basketball is at Florida Atlantic at the same time on Tuesday. This is the last of their 2 regular season games. On Thursday, men's tennis plays their first home match in the new Gold Ring Tennis Center, welcoming Florida Atlantic. Men's basketball is in Philadelphia Thursday night, playing Temple at 6 p.m. On Friday, 17th-ranked bowling travels to Tennessee to challenge Vanderbilt. Over the upcoming weekend, beach volleyball has 4 matches over Friday and Saturday in the Chanticleer Challenge in South Carolina. Baseball is in Fort Worth to challenge 17th-ranked TCU beginning Friday at 6 p.m., Saturday at 4, Sunday at 1. Women's tennis in Birmingham for 2 days, matches against North Texas on Saturday and hosts UAB on Sunday. And women's basketball closes out the regular season with a home game on Saturday, 2 p.m. against South Florida. We hope you've enjoyed the Green Wave Report on SI Tulane. Please subscribe and comment as much as you want. I'm Doug Joubert. We'll see you next week.